Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. I really appreciate you taking out time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, so thank you in advance. Now, enough with the series. We're going to get back to the randomizer and start pulling out different games from different eras and genres and all kind of good stuff like that. But I did enjoy that little saga that we had. So I thought the best way to mix this up is to give you a sequel to one of the best, in my opinion, psychological horror thrillers that we've had. So I present to you Dead Space 2. Now with Dead Space 2, you get everything that was great about Dead Space 1, which is one of my favorite games, probably one of my top 3 horror games, or horror IPs, however you want to call it. But you get everything that one did plus more, right? Better weapons, the puzzles get better, the way they explain the story, the sense of dread. Like as soon as I cut this game on and started going back through it, I immediately got the sense of like terror. And not because I knew, what the game would entail, but just the way it's presented, the way you go from scene to scene. The character of Isaac is even more fleshed out. You see how, he's more of a tortured soul than ever. And I mean, they did so much with this game, which was already amazing, right? And they turned everything up even more. The necromorphs are everywhere. And what better way to increase the creepiness of a game than to have it take place in some insane asylum-like, place, right? You're in this medical facility. They're trying to use the marker, even though everything in the first game led you to know to like never touch it, never be around it, destroy it, get rid of all of it, right? But of course they want to keep it going, so that's what they're doing. And you eventually get back into the suit because you start killing necromorphs, because obviously if people are going to do what they're doing, bad things are going to happen. You got your different, kinesis abilities, stasis and everything like that. Even more weapons, even more like modifications to the weapons. Like I said, just everything is great about this game. And I always feel like these games reinforce my whole sequels are always better. Or at least I wish they would be better, because when they do sequels like this, you get so much out of the game, right? It's something you're already familiar with, but they find new ways of explaining what's going on. And, you get, things that recall stuff from the first game, which is always great. And this game did a really smart thing of allowing you to basically watch all the events from the first game. You can do it whether you're playing the game or if you just want to go back and view it. But I always think that's a cool thing. Sometimes Capcom does it with like Resident Evil, but not really all the time. And I felt like this is the best way of trying to reintroduce people to your game if they don't know what's going on. And, for those that are coming back, it's a nice refresher, right? Because I don't always, play the game, the previous game before the sequel comes out. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I don't. So this is a nice way for me to kind of go back and familiarize myself even more than I normally would be. As always, these enemies can be, one, overwhelming, and the amount of ammo you get and things like that obviously is determined by what difficulty, but also Dead Space always did a good job of balancing out like supplies and also the number of enemies. Like, yeah, if you are bad at shooting and things like that, you can get overrun, but for the most part, as long as you manage your resources decently, you should be in good shape. But they had some like early on jump scare moments, like there's a balloon that pops up, and I got a little jumpy. It got me off my square a little bit. But like I said, this one takes everything from the first game, the upgrading, the rig suit, the weapons, everything is just increased and it's better. So, when that happens, you can only win as a gamer. Unfortunately, this will be the last Dead Space entry because we're not going to do the third one for better or for worse. It's just not going to happen. So we got to let that go. But I know you've played this series. I need to hear some of the moments. Of course, the eyeball moment is always big for me, but I'd like to hear some of your, what's going on moments, some of your favorite boss-like situations and things like that, especially towards the end when you start getting those unkillable enemies. Oh my goodness. But yeah, really like to hear from you about this game, because this is always a good one. You get some good stories out of horror games. If you have not played this game and you are a fan of the horror genre, I really invite you to play this one. Like I said, you don't have to play the first one. If you didn't, you can watch the recap and it will give you a really good synopsis of everything that is going on. You won't get the little tidbits, but you'll get a great overall gist of the story. As always, I appreciate you taking our time to, reminisce with me. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Peace.